Young rich nigga got trap routine. Bad little bitches won't lick on me. Moving like a YN when I was 16. Smoking that weed and trapping down houses. Back of the lack and I'm higher than a mountain. Drink codeine, got it coming out of fountain. What you finna do for that allowance? Bags on the floor, counting. I'm going through, finna come out counting. Running through a dry, I doubt it. You wanna get money, I'm bout it. Okay, okay, okay. I drag you in the street. Okay, okay, okay. I just ride on the beat. Okay, okay. I drag you in the street. Okay, okay. I just ride on the beat. Okay, okay. I drag you in the street. Okay, okay. I just ride on the beat.
Let me see where we at tonight. We could bring this back to life. Thought that I couldn't, you should be embarrassed. Their egos is threatened, they really should cherish. Too many excuses, I don't wanna hear it. Don't call it a patio, bitch, it's a terrace. We finna make us a killing, that's word to my days. They try to play me as a villain and color me bad. I noticed the jealousy peaking, I thought we was past this. This type of exposure's indecent, these niggas is classless. I bet on myself when the labels thought I was a bad risk. The money that I had invested is doing gymnastics. This what we need, this type of engine don't run off of greed. They music ain't big as my songs let it leak. They need some assistance, you call the police. F all the talking is cheap. How many costs why they call it a fleet? Living the stars in the comments and media is out in that care if you comment on me.
Let's go. Turn me up a little bit, Brody. Yeah. Man. Spider. Waxed. Yeah, King Spider the right way. Yeah. On King Smoke, nigga pass me dope. Every nigga around me go. Let's go. Everything about me slow. I put a knife on the hoe. Oh God. 200-foot yacht, oh. Hey. I was about to come to your coast. Woo. Bitch got excited when I bought her the rose. Bitch ran over my toe. Shanae crop on her toes. She know she got to stick to the code. Everything about me dope. Everything about me dope. Yeah. Tars about to eat McDonald's. Get french fry for her. Yeah. I'm so wavy, tsunami, whoa. Cowabunga pain on the dawn. Spaghetti's on that bitch and now she drawn. That nigga players built the ass, built the run. I'm going for it, man, with the diamonds on your pumps. I told that bitch listen to me cause I'm the one.
Good morning, chat.
I iced her crew.
Good morning, chat. Good morning, chat.
What's up, man? They say I'm goated now. Just left my P.O. back to sipping, nigga bloated now. Yeah. Whoa. Wake up, Shanae approach. Balenciaga no coach. I'd rather flex on the low. She'll never lie to the goat. Everything about me dope. Everything about me dope. Yeah. Everything about me goated. Let go. 2 C's all on the panties. Double up. A rich nigga, I can't explain it. No. A whole lot of M's I manage. I take me a piss in the Atlantic. Woo. I took me a piss in the Pacific. That's fact. The ocean, bitch, no kiss. This badass bitch wanna kiss it. I told her both hands, no spinning. Everything we do is extended. She owe my dick hole and spinning it. I'm testing little mama, I'm missing it. I'm fucking her deep, my fist in it. She slippery wet, she twisting it. Nigga play, we pull up blicks and shit. Don't fuck these niggas, don't trust this shit. R.I.P. kid, no kids and shit. My wrist hit, my kids on fleek, bitch, everything lit. Yeah, feel fabulous. I'm pouring my soda up, drinking Trish. I'm geeked out around this bitch, nigga, everything intricate. Put ice on the bitch like Beyonce, everything Tiffany. Beyonce Tiff, she fucking me, I'm curling her, I'm lifting it. Beyonce Tiff, we go together right now, but we mistresses. Everything about me go, everything about me dope. Everything about me go, everything about me dope.
She said she leaving her boyfriend. She wanna meet me at a Ritz-Carlton.
She looking pretty, she looking gorgeous. We making love, but we heartless. She want ass shots, give her face shots. Back at the Maybach, your hoe gets laid, yeah. Tryna get saved, yeah. Who am I to hate, yeah? Just wanna get paid, get my whole bread.
I do gravity above the stars, I'm going to Mars when I flow. Get me dripping off that money, make me let a nigga go. Gotta get used to this type of service, traveling through the back door.
Alright.
I just put your bitch on another bitch and hit them both. All of a sudden he a friend when I send that bitch a toast. When she want attention, she disguise it as a post. I forgot to mention she was mine before she yours.
She gon' need the coochie like she cake. All we do is fuck, we don't go on dates. I know some young thug goats in LA. She just wanna pop a pill and go to space.
I do gravity above the stars, I'm going to Mars when I flow. Get me tripping off that money, make me let a nigga go. Gotta get used to this type of service, traveling through the back door. I just put a bitch on, bought another nigga hoe.
When you bring your thought friends, you let everybody know.
Bro, that looks so red.
You let everybody go. Baby girl, hop in, we going everywhere but broke.
Like we always do it this time.
She gon' eat the coochie for promotion. Not that thing loosely, now she broke. I just keep the cookie at the door. I'm in all coochie, it ain't my fault.
There we go. I was like, I look like a tomato, bro.
She said she leaving her boyfriend.
Come on, chat.
Meet me at a Ritz-Carlton.
She looking pretty, she looking gorgeous.
What's up, Jack? What's up, Eddie? Who made this intro? You need this playing your TV on loop, or I made it? You're gonna have to pay me, Eddie. You have to pay me, and I'll give it to you. What's up, Sam? Sam King. Alright, Discord is all set. You should be good. Hello? Hello, mic check. What's up, Pencil? Alright. Yeah, good morning, guys. Welcome back to a brand new month. Brand new quarter, brand new day. So quarter 3 is officially here. All right, we got quarter 3. So I mean, quarter 3, quarter 2, I'll say your best quarters of the year in terms of volatility. Quarter 2 was okay, so I'm hoping quarter 3 could be a lot better. But yeah, today's only the first day. It's also Canada Day. Happy Canada Day to all my Canadians. Yeah, let's see what we can do today. Let's see if we can get like 71 pips for 7-1. Let's see. This is looking decent though. Do you have I think we have news today. We have, I don't know what that is. We have a speech at 9, and then at 10 we have ISM's manufacturing PMI. So yeah, the new chairman is speaking later at 9, and then at 10 we have ISM manufacturing PMI. All right, so should be pretty decent. I think this is like this and tomorrow's the only days where you have red folders. So tomorrow's NFP Thursday. All right, so yeah, could be priced in for tomorrow. I mean, we'll find out today if it is. If you see like some extravagant moves today, like some crazy movement, lots of volatility, then I would assume that's probably priced in for tomorrow. But yeah, with kind of where we are, it's been a little slow the last couple of days, but you are starting to reject, at least like show more signs of rejections, like you're actually coming up here, right? I think Asian made its way up, or a lot, not Asian did make its way up, but then no, Asian made its way down, and then you made your way up just now. So yeah, 8 made its way up. And let's see, I think we're bouncing off of, we still have this right here that has not been, what's up Grant, this right here that hasn't been tapped yet, like 3909.742. so I'll mark this up like this. That has not been tapped yet. And then I think you approached this resistance here, right? Or you were this morning. Yeah, so you're coming near it, but looking left, like that's like, that could be your next area in terms of this mini range here, right? So you can kind of see like off of this support, like if you were to reject like 3909, like where would you go up to? Like you have some zones here that you approach, right? So 4047, that could be an area. It's not too major, like I don't think it's too major. I think major might more so be like up here at like 4134, right? So I think I had that marked up the last 2 days or yesterday for sure. I know we had something up there. So same zones, but we can also add a yellow line here. So at this amount of resistance, there could be something. So I wonder if we can get wick entry sells. I think that's a wick fill in the 4. Did you already pull back here? Kind of, not really, right? So if there's a minor pullback, could we move it up a little bit towards another resistance to get some wick entry sells? $40.57. Can we get that? There's potential. Let's see if you could continue like driving up here. I mean, if this doesn't pull back any further, right? Like the idea is like you don't want to see like massive pullbacks, like because then that could be seen as like liquidity to go up. But if you get like something like this is fine. Like I moved it up a little bit from 47 up to like 57. So hopefully you don't get another pullback. But if you continue to move up here, chat, it's like 290 pips away from giving us a wick entry. So we could get that. And then, you know, if there is more like pullbacks on the way up, like let's say you flip and then you come near and then you pull back and then you re-break, like I obviously won't have that same wick entry sell zone. We can then probably move it up towards the next zone, which is going to be up here. So yeah, if we move it again, it might be up here because this is like your next area right here, off of 4093, 194, like off of 4100 and those zones. So top of the daily area here, right up here. So 4094. I think that's also another zone we had yesterday too, but that could be something, right? If we don't get a 4057, but you do want to get, like I would prefer, you know, the closer it is, the better because you'll get in like soon. But yeah, the idea is basically like, for wick entry sells, as you come up and approach the zones, you're expecting a pullback to occur before price makes its way up, or if price were to make its way down, right? But you're expecting a first initial reaction. And you also did create a high up here during 10 a.m. yesterday, right? Tuesday, 10 a.m. It's Wednesday, right? Yeah, yesterday. So you made that high there yesterday. So you'd be re-breaking. So yeah, very key. Like if this doesn't come up within one motion, like on, let's say the minute, or the 5, let's just use the minute for now. Like if you start seeing like this and then pull back, then for sure we'll move it. But from here, if it just continues going straight up here, right? Barely pullbacks, we'll look for that wick entry sell as a first initial reaction. Okay, chat? And you're kind of expecting this to happen, right? And you're looking to grab that first initial reaction. So how much is this? Let's say it's 120, but I think what you have here off of 57 is from here you can go down towards these. Yeah, it's roughly like 100 pips, chat. It's not bad. All right, but I would like to see that come up with no pullbacks, obviously. Very key. And yeah, we'll keep monitoring that. And next zones are going to be 40.93 after that. So I think from this next area up to there is like 300 pips away. So it's kind of far, but you know, it's no problem to wait for. And then continuation of sells is very doable too, because this doesn't need to go up. This right here could just be lower highs being created. I don't know, this might be non-existent, but lower highs could be created here. So as you make your way back down to retest the lows, if you were to pull back and create structure, eventually we can get some sells like at the bottom of the range. So likely we can actually sell the bottom today. So like 39.70, 39.80 zones, right? But I do need to see that structure coming down. So that's the good thing about today, is that you do have enough structure. So if you were to come back down, you can start looking for ideas in this area for continuation. And then, yeah, anything right now going up could be potential wick entry sells. And that's kind of what we got going on today, chat. For now, right? And then as the session goes on, we might have more zones, more ideas. There is news, like there's a speech going on at like 9:30. Fed Chair Walsh is speaking, and then at Fed Chair Powell is easier to say, huh? And then at 10 you have ISM, so that should be more volume. And yeah, could be a decent day. It's looking decent, like so far, like the morning here, 8 a.m. or the last 3 hours have shot up like 560, so it's not bad. Pretty decent volume. What up, Fire Underneath? Found me yesterday. Found your content super helpful. W. I'm glad, man. What's up, P911? But yeah, chat, that's kind of all we got. So I'm just gonna mark this up in MT5, and then we'll come back and see what else we can do. Okay. Yeah, I might move something down. I might move. Can I move this like that? How much is this range? It's massive, right? Like 3,000? Yeah, so we can probably divide that. I think I'll just leave it back there. Or I can add both lines here. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. I'll leave it like that. We'll divide this up by this. So yeah, let's go to let me just move this first. All right, so let's go move that over. So 3909. And then 45.7. 40.93. 4145. 4233. All right, chat. Don, 4134 is wick entry. So yeah, it could be. I think I had a 34 earlier. I moved it up to 45, but yeah, in that zone there could be, especially if you start like creating some structure going up here. There could be. So like if we start like making our way up like this, right? If we start making our way up, and then like you see some structure being created, why is the arrow? Until you make your way up, and then there's like some structure going up. Like we'll keep moving the zones up. So if we can't get a 9.3, like there's structure going up towards 9.3, or there's structure going up towards 5.7, eventually we can move it up to 41, 45, because any like pushes up here could be like wick entries, because any of these pushes up are first initial breakouts today actually, right? Especially on the higher time frame too. I think 45 zones or 41, 34 you said, like that's the first breakout outside this range here. So anything above here could lead to a fake out, or at least it'll make a higher low before going up, right? Like if price were to continue up here, it won't just go up within one motion. What you'll likely see is you'll see like some taps into these areas, and then you'll see pullbacks, right? Higher lows, continuation, higher lows, continuation, and then eventually you'll see less and less of structure once that actually establishes. But to start off, like if this is the very first range, like wick entry sells are very doable. So yeah, it's just a matter of like what zones, right? That's kind of it. Can you tell us why wick entry sells is because overall bias is bearish? Yeah, like, well, I just explained it actually. So basically like that, if that's your first range, like usually when you break out of a range like or anything, you usually would pull back, right? So when you're looking for that wick entry sell, let's say like overall, like you've been kind of like coming down here, right? And then you start ranging. If the bias is already bearish because this is already coming down here, and this is now your resistance here, this is your support here, as you break above the range for the first time, like even if you do get this, it rarely ever comes up within one motion like that, like within like a candle or two, right? What you'll get is you get structure. So what you can do is like go off of like minor zones here, so go off of like these areas here and say, okay, well, if you were to break above and you happen to tap into the zone without creating structure, since there's no structure on this push, there's not like this going up and it's just one constant move, you would expect structure to be created. So structure usually slows down at like minor zones, right? Or like areas in general, like support and resistance zones. So this happens to be one, you can expect a pullback. And in this pullback here, the thing about the pullback is if you were to go up, then this is a higher low to now go up, right? But you're looking for the first initial reaction. So you're gonna grab that move anyways before it goes up. You'd be BE and, you know, trail stops and probably out the trade before. And then if you were to go down, then amazing, you go down, right? And then just up to you where you want to place your TP, either if you want to place it here or be more aggressive and place it down here, hoping that you'll break into this range. But I think either way, like BEs, like usually at these areas are very key because this can still, like again, like flip and drive up, right? So that's the idea behind like the wick entry sells, like because overall, like just the overall bearish. So first breakout could lead to fake outs. So that's kind of what we got going on today. We're on the 4-hour time frame. You have like a minor zone here, areas here too. So that's why like I'm looking at this right now as well. Like these areas here could be wick entry sells anywhere in these boxes, right? If not, then this could be an overall range too. And then anything above here could be like wick entry sells as well. So that 41.35, 41.50 zone in those zones there. But the idea is just to create structure to go up. So it's like a win-win situation. Like if you were to go up, you'll get pullbacks. If you were to go down, then you go down, right? You're following the trend anyways. What's up, Pip? What's up, Matt? We have taken that as a wick entry sell around 40.32. 40.32? Up here? Yeah, I think that's pretty good because this kind of came up without like making a structure. Like this is kind of like a 1-2 pop up, like no pullbacks or straight pops up from down here. So I think that would have been valid. But if there was like some structure, then no. Like if there was like something like this that happened before going up, then no. I would have probably left that and probably looked for something more so up here. But since it's moved, no pullbacks, yeah, I think that's pretty valid in this area. I know the move has already played out, but couldn't you take 39.86 as a start of your first range? Like this right here? I think on a small time frame you could, yeah. Like honestly, you can look at it like this, but like if you look at the overall like structure, let's just delete all of this, zoom out. Where's your range for real? This. So it's like yeah, it could be on a small time frame, but honestly, I think in these conditions, like it helps when you just look at the overall range, not just like a 1 minute time frame range or like a 5 minute time frame range. Because it's like ranging for a couple days now. If this was like yesterday, you know, sure, or the day before, sure, but you've ranged for quite a bit now, like for like a whole week basically. So I'll just put the whole thing as a range in general. So this is anything here is technically the middle of the range. And I'm assuming that's why you didn't get a rejection, because you kind of got one here already, right? Like I think when we got into those trades on was it Monday? Monday, when we got into that drawdown trade, that was like the start of the range basically. Where did we get in on Monday? Around here, somewhere around there. So yeah, like that was before any of this happened. So it was a little more like you have a higher chance to actually continue down and actually tap, right? Or at least break the daily lows. That was our analysis. But then now that you actually broke the daily lows, and you're coming up like this now, like this could just be higher lows now, right? So like you want to look at this as an overall whole of a range. So it does change throughout the week too, right? Based off like how much more candles you print and how much more structure you printed. But that's kind of where you're at, right? You're kind of here right now. Or where are you right now? You are here right now. So you could, like, there is some resistance here. Like you can go off of like this top wick up here. But honestly, like with all of these like higher highs, lower highs here, it's best to just go like this. Don, is this your trade? Bias, liquidity, sweep? Bro, you speaking gibberish to me right now. What you mean if that's my trade? Have you ever heard me use those terms? Sweeps, change of character, MSS, R2B, range to breakout, sure, but I don't use the word sweep and stuff. No, it could be in a different universe, like, you know, like you could probably like it's like the iPhone, you know, like if you look at that, if my strategy in terms of Android version, you might get that. Yeah, no offense to Android version. Fed Watch, yeah, Fed Watch speaks today. What's up, Benzo? Happy Canada Day. Chat, honestly, I might end up moving it actually, because I don't know if this is actually a resistance. Like, I don't think this right here. I don't think this right here is a resistance. I think this right here is an invisible candle. So let's just remove that. Let's just get rid of that from the charts. And then if you get rid of that, you have like next traffic or resistance zone. It's gonna be like up here, or at least here you can use probably. I think that might be a little better. 4172, so I might have that instead. I'm gonna get rid of 52 zones. Lots of volume though. Let's see. What's up, Walkman? Chat's quarter 3. You know what that means? Diva someone might know what that means soon. What's up, Multisate? New Ken album in one day. Let's go at this. Why are you sure it comes with all bots? I have no idea, bruh. It's always some coin or hi man. I just like it actually got me one time. Like one time I was reading it and then it was like, hi man. Man, when I first started trading, I was really struggling. But then I found, and then that's when you know you got caught, because then it's like, oh, then I found this person, and then the next person replies to that person. Like they're getting better with it now with the replies too. It's way more realistic. Motherfucker, you think I'm Rihanna? Say my name. No, that's not Rihanna. Who's that? Who sings that song, chat? Please clarify market action, please. Market action? Is that like price action? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Sometimes you guys ask me to give me definitions for things that I don't even do. I have no idea what. Oh, that's Beyonce. I have no idea what market action is, bruh. You must be out with them hoopers. We both on sign with them shooters. Reggie? I do not see Reggie. What is it? How will market goals? Is it buys or sell? I have no idea, man. Cat, we made a withdrawal yesterday, by the way, on this account. So the account drops $61. Oh, I just withdrew that. And then the account, we are now at $904 in withdrawals, chat. So we're actually about to be like completely break even. Like every dollar in this account is free because we might withdraw our whole entire deposit. And then we're free. We're free to full margin. No full margin. Is it me you can't hear? Hello? You can hear? Hello? It might just be might be your PC, maybe, Walkman. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be buy or sell, man. I'm looking for potential wick entry sells at 93, but I gotta wait for price to go up like at least 650 pips. And it doesn't need to come out 650 pips, but if it does and it doesn't pull back, then that's my wick entry sell. Otherwise, the other move is like continuation down, but that's gonna require a push down and then some structure. And then I'm looking for sells at the bottom, which is at like 49.60, 49.80 in that range coming down. But I still gotta wait for price to move down like 490 or 500. So I don't know if it's gonna go up or down. I do know that if it goes up, there's an idea there. If it goes down, there's an idea down there. And based on how it goes down too, right, is very important, with structure or not. So that's just kind of what I'm waiting for. If you were to take a trade during yesterday's Asian stash, can you show us how would you do the analysis? If I were to take a trade during yesterday's Asian, I think after this move here, right here, I would have waited for a pullback. I don't think I would have taken the sells, like looking for the sells in the re-break because you're approaching like a heavy zone. But I think I would have waited for like a pullback to happen after this area. I would have waited to see if you would have broke through or if you would have rejected. And then after the pullback, I would have looked for wick entry sells like in these areas. But that didn't happen until New York session, right? So yeah, I'm only saying that area because of this right here to the left. And this is when you reject off of these areas, you usually would get a rejection off of these areas. So that would have been my wick entry sell, but I don't think that happened until New York session.
It's really just perfect.
Chat, who's Canadian and happy Canada Day, man? Type of one if you're Canadian in the chat. Two people? Yeah, two. We got two Canadians in the chat. There's gotta be more than that. Three Canadians. We got three Canadians in the chat. Are you waiting for news to get volume? Well, maybe it might be news, but you could get volume before. I'm not. It's not about news or no news. It's just if you approach that like 7-2 zone without like structure. So it could be before or after. I think news is at 10 though, so if we can get it before, that'd be nice. It's only 8:50 and you have some decent volume so far. This is the earliest you moved in the week, chat. I don't think this entire week you've had your first initial move before 8. So if you have your first initial move before 8, the direction of move could be a lot earlier. Could be before though. I think there's a high chance that it could be the most volatile day of the week so far. Until tomorrow, we'll find out. Hello, 811. Why did it keep? This is not too far, chat. It's like 200 pips. Oh, I lied. It is 380. Not too bad though. It's not like the last 2 days. I felt like it was like 600 pips. Like every time I hopped on, it was like 600 pips away. So this doesn't seem too bad. I think 9-3 is also the weekly flip. 9-3 is a weekly flip, and then if you flip in the weekly, 145, 134 makes a lot of sense. Could be something there. Same areas up here. Five, 7, 93, 93 and 33. We'll have that.
Something from Mercedes, it's a one-on-one. Black exterior, the one that I want. Red inside at the time of the month. Blood money, that's how I got this. Blood money, that's how I got this. We could vacation wherever we want, cause I don't care what none of my ops is.
You hang around too many niggas that's pussy. You gotta be pussy. If it's on site, up your gun on me. All that mugging and looking. Yeah, niggas doing all that woofing. Pussy.
Fitting clothes, Doji there. Let's see. Chat, we actually had we had an undefeated quarter 3. Like, not a single losing day. Like, flawless. Like, it was green. I've never seen that before. I'm not gonna lie. Like, fully green. Not even like a, you know how like sometimes we hit like break even, and then the red day is like a -0.01 or something like that. It was just full green for quarter 3 or quarter 2. It was flawless. Would you say the way you trade compared to change compared to last year? I wouldn't say last year, no. Last year and this year are pretty similar. Last year and this year we're taking like the same trades. The years before, I wouldn't say it changed. No, it's still the same, like closures. Like, it might not be like a simple closure above the range now, but it might still be a closure above the range after waiting for a bottom wick or a top wick, or based on how strong those set of volume candles came up. It's like the general idea didn't change. It's just like how we get to those answers now. We might have more ways to get to the answer than before. But I would say like the strategy alone didn't change, because it's still our breakout plays, our fake out plays, and our onion plays. Like, that's the only difference. The difference between like V1 and V2 in the playbook. But in V1 we had the breakout, the fake out, and the onion. Right? In V2, it's still breakout, fake out, onions. The only difference is like how we get to those answers now are more in depth than like just a closure above the range. That's about it. And that wasn't just last year. I think that was starting in like 2024. I introduced dry range liquidity in 2024. But a lot of the work that we did last year was in Divis 01 only, so I wasn't on YouTube. So that's why like coming back, it's been 3 months. I think a lot of people are more like, they're catching up right now. It's been like 3 months. I've seen people catch up lately, but it's gonna take some time for sure to adjust, right? Especially if it's a whole year without watching me stream. But the same concepts. Like before, we'll just like blindly look for like a break above the range like this, right? And then like that was it. Like we didn't care about the fact that there was no bottom wick down here. We didn't care about the fact that like how did it look? How did this kind of look on like the smaller time frame going up? Was there a structure? Was there no structure? Like stuff like that really helps the trade. What's up, Reggie? There he is. The man, the myth, the legend. But you know what it is though? It's the way the chart looks. I think people like this type of chart better. So I can make this into this, and that's what I'm working on right now. It's gonna be the V2.1 update on the playbook. And it should look more like this, but still this information. It's still going to be like how we have this, and then leads to that, and leads to that, or this, leads to that, leads to that, or this, leads to that, and that, and all that. But that's going to be hopefully before the year ends. I like to have it out in this quarter. 30%. So I just withdrew like $60 out of what I make this month, last month. We made 204. So yeah, $60 is like 30% of my profits for that month. But basically the entire account, 30% has been withdrawn. And then now we're about to be BE, chat. Like we're about to be dead ass break even. It's actually takeoff time. $100, probably like 2 more withdrawals, maybe 1. If you have a banger month, could be 1. I think my biggest withdrawal on this account has been like 100 though. So maybe a banger month. Did I withdraw $100 before? Yeah, I did. In December 1st, we had a banger in November. How many pips did I do in November to withdraw $100 though? November. It's gotta be 600 or something. Wow, 320. Maybe stops were smaller. Maybe stops were smaller. 300. And we made $100. Or we drew 120. Will you take a trade today? I mean, every day I show up, I'm in hopes of taking a trade, but it's just up to markets if they want to give me a trade. So we get 3 trades a week on average. We had 1 so far this week, and we only got 2 days left. So short week 2, right? Could be less or more trades this week. But yeah, I'm hunting. Like I'm just waiting. The ideas that I have drawn up when I first come is like that's kind of all I'm waiting for throughout the session. Like every now and then we could add ideas throughout the session if there's like difference in price. But you know, if you look at this, has there been a difference in price since I got on? Nah, right? It's just been kind of like ranging. So that's not any new information that I could use to get new ideas. So we need volume to get ideas aside from the ones that we already got cooking. So That's kind of where we're at right now. Five minutes till 4-hour close. It's gonna close bullish, it looks like. Let's see. Let's see. One second, chat. I'm gonna get some water real quick. You listen to Drake more than Kendrick? Of course. I mean, I used to listen to Kendrick a lot, like when I was like 12, when he made like Good Kid, Mad City and shit. After Damn, I kind of stopped listening to Kendrick. It was just, I don't know, wasn't really. I don't know. I just stopped listening to Kendrick after like 2016. After I heard like after mumble rap started coming in 2016, I just stopped listening to Kendrick. Or not as often. Like, I don't remember a day lately where I've been like, I just play Kendrick. What's up, Vivicia? You wanna follow the speech? Through price action. When the Fed speaks, he's not gonna tell me where to enter. So I'm gonna. It's like if price action is like already set to go where it's supposed to go to. Right, like if price action is gonna move, like candles are gonna move up and down, like up, down, left, right, center, whatever, wherever it goes, like everything that the Fed's gonna say is gonna reflect on the charts anyways. So then you look at the charts and look for your same confirmations on the charts, or closures, holds, and all of that, right? Structure. So like that will be reflected. So that's why I don't look at the news like that, or whatever they got going on. Same with FOMC. Like we'll have it up for FOMC because that's actually like a bigger event. But yeah, when it comes to stuff like just like these like speeches midweek like this, I just can't look at the charts. I can't tell you everything I need to know. No DXY, none of that. I don't know. That's just my perspective on the markets. Like I feel like everything's already like supposed to go where it's supposed to go. It's supposed to. It's like it's already set in stone where it's gonna go. No matter if you're in drawdown or if you're looking for a position, because traders only complain about Trump speaking or tweeting whenever the tweet hits stop loss for them. If you're in a trade and Trump tweets and you hit stops, like that's when everyone comes out and says, "Man, god damn it, Trump." But it's like it was already supposed to go there. Trump just kind of tweeted to expedite the fucking push, or to expedite the market's volatility. It just brings in more volume. So that's like my outlook on how I trade news and all of that. But chat, it's a speech, right? So it might not be a dump immediately. I think 10 a.m. is more so like a red folder. So that can lead to more of a spike. This is likely will bring in volume, but I don't know about a spike. But maybe it could be directional. Like you already have your first set of volume before 8. So this is the second set of volume coming at 9, right? And that could lead to direction off bat. I think the only thing you need is just like confirmations of that. So hopefully pullbacks. Or maybe this could be the pullback and then after the speech, that could be direction. Which is that 10, maybe 10 a.m. could be direction then. And this could be the pullback for 9 to 10. And pullback could be anywhere. Pullback could be like a move down. Pullback could be a move up. Because if you move up, it's still a pullback considering that this is still bearish, right? And then if you move down, then you can say that's a pullback for this move. Could you restart? Yeah, I got you, bro. Hold on, chat. Diva, someone, hold on. Let me just restart this. Work now? Okay, sick. Sick. Already in? Let's get it, man. Do you think in July we'll go back in the price point of 4,200? There's potential. We're not actually too far away from there. It's like 2,000 pips. There's potential. I think 4,200 is potential because like it's still within the range. Like this is the range you're in right now. So like this is the range you're gonna spend a lot of time in. So either if it goes up or down, like it could likely be stuck in this range for like another 2 months. So yeah, like that will likely like that 4,200 is in that area. It's like basically a low higher than the middle point, but it's in that area too. So yeah, there's a high chance you'll range in that area. It's a big range though, right? So it's like nothing that's untradeable. It's very tradable. It's like 5,000 pips almost of a range, but that's the range you're in. Industry is really evil. Buys on the 4 hour above 40.26 are range 2 breakouts, right? Buys on the 4 hour above 40.26. Maybe range 2 in a small time frame. It could be. Maybe small time frame. That could be like a range 2. Because I'm seeing this as like one range. I see this as one range. That's like one range. So I think range 2 for me is more so above like 4,200 on the higher time frame. Like I think if I'm looking for buys, I'll look for buys more so above here. Anything up here could just be like a fake out. If you're looking at if you're talking about the small time frame, then I think range 2 is above like 40.90. That's what I got, because I'll look at this as one range and range 2 here.
Chains that they ever repped in Virginia. I got niggas prized possession.
The speech is right now. Yeah, I could put it up. Where is it? It's on YouTube. Kevin Wash. What time does it step on it? He's not on yet, guys. Free. Let's see what he has to say. But he's not on yet. I think someone's on before him. I think with these ones they come on later, right? So is it 9:30 or something? So there's resistance here, right? It could be a rejection here, chat. But if we're looking for a sell, guys, I'm gonna have to let this drop down, right? I'm gonna have to let this drop down. I think I'm looking for them below like 80, at least 80. So 400 pips. And if it's a quick move, then you know it should be a quick move. But if you get a push down, I'll watch that. And then once you get the pullback, we'll start like actively hunting, because then you'll get if you get a re-break and then pull back and hold again, we'll look for ideas at the bottom. So we're gonna be selling the bottom today again, just like Monday. But I need this to come down like at least like 400 pips around there. So I need that move to be a confirmation that's going down. Otherwise, like this can still come down, and then this can just be a higher low to go up. So, right? And if that move up was the first initial move today, maybe this could be direction now. Right? Obviously, there's a speech right now too, so that should bring in more volume. Or Kevin Wash is speaking, so that should bring in more volume. And then we'll make decisions with the price. Make sense? But that was like one of our ideas from the morning too, just those sells down there. If we do come down. Oh, he's speaking.
Exhilarating about the last 2 days here is the kind of discussions that we've begun at the Federal Reserve has a lot of people at this conference open-minded, keen to think anew about the conduct of monetary policy. And President Lagarde's answer on forward guidance, I couldn't have said it better myself. We're going to chart a new course so that we can make better decisions and do the right thing. And so my few days here have been incredibly rewarding on that. On the broad conduct of policy, at my press conference, I said, I'm not going to give forward guidance because we're meeting in 6 weeks, but I have an update for you. We're meeting in 4 weeks.
Helpful. So is July on the table for a rate hike?
So Sarah is trying to get me to break this rule. She's going to fail. There's a lot of data that we received in that meeting. I see many of my FOMC colleagues here in Sintra. I take their views very seriously. I want us to have a good family fight when we meet in 4 weeks. There's a lot of late-breaking news on a series of these things. And when we get into that room and shut the door, we're going to have a good debate. But I don't have much more for you than that.
Okay, we'll get back to that. I have more questions for you. Governor Bailey, you did not raise interest rates.
Such a knee slapper.
Your inflation is above target, but there are members of your committee that want to raise interest rates. So why are you holding back?
So, I mean, like Kevin and Christine,
Chat, where is this being taking place? UK?
Time looking at the substance of the evidence.
This is in the UK?
And I think an important piece of the
This guy
substance
sounds British.
for us
British.
is that we've got a softening economy.
Really, mate.
So we're seeing a softening labour market. We're seeing some softening of activity. Yeah, we think we've got a bit of an output gap opening up, and we had that before the hostility broke out in the Gulf. So that's the contextual setting. I mean, because we're very focused on the risks of pass-through of the energy prices to the indirect effects and things like food prices and the second round effects. And we don't obviously want it to become embedded. It is very frustrating. I was very much of the view that we were going to have inflation.
This is in Portugal?
The 2.0 target.
Oh, that's cool.
In the late spring. Everything I've seen actually since tends to confirm me in that previous view. It's obviously not there because of the effects.
Portugal.
But the decision not to raise rates for me was based on, reading, the evidence of a softening economy. And then a second thing, and this is probably where we're in a little bit of a different position from the ECB to start with, because it's the sort of the adage, where you get to depends on where you start. There was an expectation that we would cut rates this year. That's not unreasonable in the context of the softening economy. Yeah, that was off the table in March, and it's off the table at the moment. So, that was the context for me that I think we had some time, because by taking that sort of, in a sense, that loosening off the table, the mortgage rate went up 1%. So you can argue that we've actually tightened policy
How long is the speech?
The conflict broke out. But like, Kevin and Christine, we review it every meeting. So we've got a meeting coming up at the end of July.
I don't usually watch this one, so I'm not.
And we will be
How long are
looking
these
at all
ones
the evidence
usually?
again then. So we return to it.
Is it like a
The
whole
weekend
press
economy, that
press
sounds like
conference type
Are you
thing?
more worried about that
Or is
than
it like
higher inflation?
30
I'm not going to
minutes?
give you any prediction as to
An
what
hour?
we'll do. I think, obviously, the thing that has happened is that energy prices have come down quite substantially. They're still a bit above where they were pre-conflict, but they've come down. But the other thing you have to be a bit careful with in the UK is that we have a delayed reaction mechanism to energy prices because of the way our household energy price cap system works. So I always say, it's appropriate at the moment to borrow a soccer analogy. I'm afraid we always look a bit better in the first half than we do in the second half.
Such
I'm
a knee
proud that you
slapper.
used the word soccer. Now that the World Cup is in the U.S., everyone's talking soccer. Governor Macklem, your inflation rate for May was 3.2%. It was above your range for the first time in a long time, but you have not really spoken about raising interest rates. Are you comfortable where you are?
Well, we left our policy rate unchanged last time, so yes, I guess we're comfortable where we are. Look, on the...
Going forward without forward guidance.
No forward guidance. What's interesting is we're all facing pretty similar shocks, but we all start from slightly different places, and we have different proximities or different exposures to these shocks. And the benefit of our frameworks with flexible exchange rates is we can direct policy for what we need in our country. So yeah, you're going to see some differences. In Canada, like the UK, the economy's soft. Economy's growing, but it's been weak. There's excess supply. The labor market, there's some slack in the labor market. But yes, inflation is clearly above the target, 3.2% in May. That's a dilemma for monetary policy. If we raise rates to pull inflation down, it's going to weaken the economy further. And if inflation comes down quickly, we're going to regret that we did that. On the other hand, if we cut rates, support growth, there's a risk that the rise of inflation becomes more persistent. So, when we looked at it, we're sort of We think, our range for neutral is 225 to 325 or 225. So we're kind of at the bottom end of our neutral range, providing a little bit of support, but we think it's about the right level to keep inflation contained. The other thing I would say though is, and this gets a bit back to your forward guidance question. I mean, we got to be humble. There's a lot of uncertainty out there. Those risks.
All right, guys. Let's just look at price action. Let's just look at price action, man. Let's see if this picks up, though. Yo, we have news in 45 minutes. 45 minutes. Yeah, I usually don't watch these ones. I watch like the FOMC ones. Only. I usually don't pull these ones up. I don't think these ones are as direct. It's just kind of like, I don't know, just more fluff. You said short everything. Let's see. This kind of could close the leg candle on 30. 50 minutes. I think it's good to pay attention to those things if you're like maybe like swing trading, right? It might come into effect like weeks later, days later, but when you're like looking for a scalp, like you just look at price action really. But if you're a swing, I think that'll be a bit more useful. Chat, anyone here like swing and scalp? A hybrid? Like you hold swings, but in between the swings you scalp too? Hybrid. Thanks for the follow, man. I need to change that. The spaceship one. Oh, Kawhi is back. I say, maybe. If you have a lot of volume, maybe. Maybe. Could be though. Anytime this month, I think this month though is the month where we actually get our first buy in a minute. I think this month, but I don't know about today. All right, so re-breaking the highs here. Still gotta push 540 here. Buy or what? I don't have any buys there. I don't have any buys or sells. Like we're kind of in the between. So like we're 600 pips away from like looking for sells, and then we're like 506 pips away from looking for sells. So we have two sell ideas: wick entry sells or continuation sells. But I think in between here, right now at least, until we get more information, there's not much I can do in this area. So I don't know if it's gonna go up from here or down. But if it does go up, I have an idea. If it does go down, I have an idea. But in between here, this is kind of where I'm just letting price do its thing. for now. I need more information, and we can't really get much information if we're just kind of ranging here, right? So it could pick up, like if price decides that, like, let's say it's way down, decides to come back up into the ranges, like that's now more structure, then that wouldn't change anything actually. That will still lead me to taking wick entry sells at 87. But let's say if it comes up and then comes back down, create structure, we can, instead of looking for sells in the blue box, we can look for sells like maybe below like 4,002 instead, because now you create a steeper high, right? And if that wasn't the one that drove you up, you break back into the range, create more structure, we can then look for more sells below like 4,002. But yeah, it's a lot of waiting right now. What entry do you do in Wix? Like the last time you win and you journal it? Wick entry cells. That's what it's called. So wick entry cells are basically like should be like this. It should say wick entry cells. Like that. That's like wick entry cells. That's usually when we get like a wick. Like let's say you're in a range here, and then I have like a potential area there I'm looking for sells at. As it comes up, we're looking for a rejection, and we'll take a sell right there. So all of these wick entries that you see that's what that is that we took. And in current higher lows, like the break of the current higher lows is just continuation usually. So as you re-break the previous low, we'll get in on the sells as you break below there, and we'll get in. And then breaking the previous low is like more so of a candle thing. Like if you were to come down like this, and then top wick, and then you flip as you re-break the previous kind of low. And then current higher low is if you break the current low. So let's say we have a sell before the break of the previous low, we have a sell here. Let's say you make a bottom wick, you pull back, you re-break, like we'll have a sell in the re-break of the current low instead of the previous low. So it's similar but a little different. But yeah, that's like the entry types that we've been taking. And then we also have a setup type, right? Because that's what's gonna lead to the entry types. But yeah, basically those two concepts. It's all from the playbook. So if you don't know what any of these terms mean, like liquidity, fake out, breakout, or any of these other terms, just go look at the playbook V1. It should have some definitions in there. And then V2 playbook should show you the new stuff that we do. So all of this. Is this it? Can we drive? Breaking the highs. Getting mad deja vu. About what? Don't say a drawdown. Deja vu sounds like donvo. Alright, man. Is FOMC done? Where'd you get that from? There's no FOMC today. Bro, lock it in, bro. Caught 30% on buys, I'm done for a day. Alright, WVIPs, yeah. That's a candlesticks book. Yes, yes, yes. Chat, we are actually close here. Approaching 400 pips away. Okay, hold on. That's kind of close. So if we do get a 40.87 wick entry sell, what would be my stop loss? Let's do 200 pips. I lied. I wish, right? Let's do add a couple zeros to that. Let's do. I do want to have it up here. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Let's put it here. Let's put that there. 42.97 if we do get the wick entry sells. But we're looking for an 87, okay, chat? And then if it's not 87, we have a 145. I think there's going to be one more area before there. So could be 129. Let's see. Where could that be? Maybe a 117. 121. So yeah, we don't have. I think earlier I had a 53 or something, but we deleted that. We moved it up to 87. So if it's not 87, it's 121. Then we're not 121, 145. All right, but we still gotta let this drive up like at least 400 here. So let's see. I think earlier I deleted it because I deleted this area right here because I don't think that's an actual resistance there, or it's a very weak one. So if you did get rid of it, your top of the range is going to be more so here. So that's kind of how I came to that idea. They did. What's up, Daniel Holden?
Telling me smile, but bro is on trial. There's shit to adjust to. I don't need security to ride around town. We can fly downtown, just us two. Unless you know the G-way handshake. When we go to shake hands, man can't trust you. Pulling out the cash on camera, waterproof iPhone case, bro splash on camera. She wanna pop ass on camera. Sweetie could film, just don't put on camera. They just try to move so racist. We gotta go beat some cases before we show faces. And all I do is shell down stages. My face never ages. I must be in God's good graces. If my emotions are showing, it's only because I'm ahead of what they got going. I'm trying to stay laid back, cause you know high heads with me and they wanna get the payback going. I don't recognize none of that shit that he's throwing, but maybe where he's from they know it. All I know is the man I'ma piss. Fuck that shit, man. Twisting it. Yeah, he's twisting his fingers and looking at me. Twisting some shit up that I never seen. Twisting it up, I don't know what that means. Twist. I'm twisting it back cause he's twisting at me. Twisting that 6 in his face. Twisting that R in his face like Styles and P. Twisting the M and the O and the B. Twisting the O and the C and the T and the
Let's say.
Is that Drake's necklace?
It's mine.
Oh, you're part of his best friends group?
This is our gang.
Oh, what is it called?
Our lines support resistance lines. Sorry, I'm not familiar with this. My lines, it's our support resistance lines based on where we're coming from. Like if you close above, then this means a support. This is your resistance until you break it, then that becomes your support. So yeah, just support resistance lines. And then like my white lines, it's on trading view. And then my minor zones are like my yellow lines. Like 93 minor zones, weaker zones, 33 weaker zones, and then major zones, like heavier zones are 41.27, and then 3.99, and then 42.33. So it's usually based off like higher time frame. Waiting game begins. Yep. Too high for the fucking radio. Oh, chat. 400 more pips here, man. See, this is how you don't avoid. This is how you avoid FOMO, right? You put your hands up and say, "Hey guys, I'm gonna watch price drive up 400 pips there," and then that's it. Simple. FOMO completed. How far are we there? 300. Almost in the 200 pip range. What you're saying is buy and get a cheeky 400. No, that's what a lot of people would do though. When I say that, that's what they would do. But I guess they don't hear the part where I say I don't know if it's gonna go up. I don't know if it's gonna go down. This entire range here is nothing. So yeah, some people when I say like, guys, I'm gonna miss on this 400 pip range up, I'm looking for a wick entry sell up here, they would just assume that's gonna go up. There's a reason I'm not in buys to go up there. But you know, obviously, if you have your own analysis, feel free, do as you please. But I'm gonna have my hands up for 400 pips here and just watch it drive up in front of my eyes. Just watch, right? That's how you fight the FOMO, chat. Simple. If you have FOMO, just say to yourself, I'm gonna miss this move, because you can't miss a move that you plan to miss. Almost there though. It's not as bad today. Decent volume. NYSE open too. The cycle of the market, yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Quarter 3 off to a bang. I know a lot of people in buys right now. I can just see it. I can smell it in the air, bruh. If it's a short, where do you place your trade? If we get a wick entry sell, like very key, chat, like how it comes up too. Like you don't want to see pullbacks on the way up. You want to just see constant pushes, right? But if it is, then 48.7. If there is pullbacks, then we'll move it up towards like 41.21 and then 41.45. And the good thing too, chat, is that now you actually broke this high, right? Like you broke outside of this high. So if you start coming down, there could be a chance that we can get sells before the blue zone. Because earlier we wanted sells, like if we were looking for sells, it would have to be after you drop like quite a bit, like 580 pips. But more so just like as you break into this range is when we want to hunt, right? But now if you made a steeper high, right, it requires less. So you can look for ideas maybe below 4,000 instead, below that area, right? Still gotta wait for structure and all that to print, but since you made a steeper high, it could be earlier where you get sells if it does come down. That's a good thing about that. But yeah, this is more information now, right? You see how like we're no longer in the range. We now have more volume. That's more information. Bias, I don't have a bias. I don't have a bias, chat. My bias is going to be drive, range, or liquidity in terms of market cycles. And today, I'll define today being more so of, I think I'll define it as like a higher time frame range, smaller time frame range. Or sorry, higher time frame range, smaller time frame drive, because it's going up right now, right? But overall, like you're in this range here on a higher time frame, and then on a smaller time frame, you're kind of like driving. So I think when it comes to that, we look for just range 2 breakouts. if you have a range, let's see, you have a range on a higher time frame drive on a smaller time frame, continuation at the range 2 breakout. Boom, perfect. See? Playbook, back my palm. Look for breakouts. Wait for a range 2 breakout because first break could be a fake out. So what that means is first break could be a fake out, which is why we have wick entry sales chat. If you break above the range for the first time, anything could be a fake out. So range 2 breakout is after you pull back. So you're getting the wick entry sells before the range 2 is even being created. Right? And that's the idea. That's why we also have wick entry sells today. You can look at it from here too. Like if this is a range 2 above here. Anything in this zone could be wick entry sells. But you can also, I'm looking at it like this, higher time frame. That's the overall range. And this is the top of the range. But yeah, I don't have like a buy or sell bias though, because my bias is whatever the market is. Like I have a bias right now. On the minute, it's bullish. On the 5, it's bullish. On the 15, I'm bullish. You know, on the 30, I'm bullish. On the 1 hour, I'm bullish. On the 4, I'm bearish. On the daily, I'm bearish. On the weekly, I'm bearish. On the monthly, I'm bearish. So it's just, I just follow whatever trending, whatever the trend is. That's usually my bias. Kind of useless, right? That's why I rather like look at it in terms of like what market cycle we're in, drive range or liquidity, and then that opens up different plays for you to take, because you can't take the same positions in a drive versus a range cycle. It's gonna be different, right? Same with liquidity, it's gonna be different plays across the board when you have like 3 different market cycles. That's why we got this right here. The hard part about this is just trying to identify what type of day it is though, right? But once you do that, it should lead you right to the answers. Naz? Yeah, I got you. All right, Benzo. Now's 100. Wait, did you put the Fiji wire there for real? That's actually good. You actually put the Fiji water. I like that detail. If you know, you know. Now's 100, you said? Now's 100 is... Every day someone asks me to look at NAS 100, and every day I look at it, it's the same thing. It's the same range we're in. I think small time structure isn't bad though. There's a lot of volume coming in right now. I'll say just don't confuse a break into this area as a fake out yet. I'll say wait for a push down. If there is one, a pullback, it's a leg candle body reaction right here. And then as you re-break, you can get that leg candle fill. But I would hold off on looking for a fake out just as you break into it, because this might not be a fake out. This can still close in the range and then still continue back up. Because if you wake up and your like aggression is high in terms of looking for trades, you're looking at this as like a range. But overall, if you zoom out and look at the actual structure for what it is, it's one entire range, right? So anywhere in this range could reject, and this right here could just be higher lows at any given point, right? But this is a very small time frame move. So yeah, I think if I'm looking for positions on NAS, I'll wait for this kind of to make its way down and then pull back, and then that'll confirm either like if it's going to continue or if you're going to get a continuation back up. If it does break back above here, you can look for buys right after it moved down. I wouldn't confuse this as like a fake out off bat. That's like some 2023 stuff we used to do, I think, right? Or 21. Here we go, chat. 87, remember. So I think we set our stops earlier. We're like around 21. So I'll use the 0.05 lot. Can we get it? It could be an earlier entry too, because this is just straight popping, right? So we could get it between here. Get ready though. It's close. How far is it now? It is maybe 140 pips away. And then could we get runners? I don't know. I think we can get like a TP at like 73. I don't think I'll attempt runners on this move. But if we get 87, I think we'll attempt, yeah, like 120. Nothing crazy. But, I mean, the TP would be a runner for sure, right? If you get 120, technically called a runner. But then BEs and all of that would be like roughly like, I gotta see where we get in, but yeah, that could be like, what is this? 16, maybe more so below there. And then as you continue to break the lows, more BEs and trail stop zones, chat. All right, so these are just like BEs and minor zones coming down. Once we get in, we're gonna use these zones to manage. But you still gotta get 82 here at least. Get ready. Hopefully no pullback from here though. If we get a pullback, then we're gonna have to move it. That pullback was fine. Very minor pullback. One more pop though, at least. At least. Here we go. And there we go. Wick entry sells, chat. As you popped straight up there. Again, TP is down here. Hold on, that's not TP. TP is... Where's my TP? I don't know, but this is BE. Hold on, the re-break of that low, this first white line, that'll be BE, okay, chat? All right, so break even trade, trail stops. Trail stops. Let me get a push below, one more push. And we might be good here. Nope. All right, got a runner. I mean, got a partial. Not bad. What did we get there? So like I said today, chat, we were gonna miss out on the 500 pip move up. We waited for 500 pips, right? We said hands in the air, bro. We're gonna have to wait for this to drive up 500 pips. And we got the exact thing we wanted. I did make a small adjustment there. Off of, like, you see how I moved it down towards the bottom of the blue range instead of like 48.7. I made a small adjustment there just because like how much it spiked up. So when it's like moving like that heavy, it doesn't have to be perfect because you're looking for like the idea of like this being a pullback, right? So like you're expecting a pullback to occur before going up. So you don't gotta be too perfect. And the reason I didn't think this would be a runner trade is because I do think there's a high chance this can still be broken. But like on the way up, you need to make structure before getting there. Our next wick entry sell zones, which we can still get probably, is gonna be 121 and then 145. All right, so we could get another wick entry sell, but this one right here that we got was very close to one we got on the 26th. We had a wick entry sell in this exact zone too. All right, chat. So yeah, not a bad trade. I'll take it. I think we peaked at like 29-ish. Like it was kind of, the spreads are kind of wide too on the rejection as well. But yeah, next zones. Let me just delete these other areas now. These are just minor pullback zones, trail stop zones, BE zones. And then our next area is going to be not 87. It's going to be 121, chat. Okay. Okay. We did 16.3 there, so nothing too crazy, but that was the trade that we were waiting for. Cool. Simple day, chat. Some of you guys like, what the fuck? All that for that? Sometimes that's how it be. Let me just journal it out though. Okay, chat? I'm gonna journal it out and then we'll come back and see what's up. But that's the first trade of the month, man. First trade of quarter 3. All right, let's see. So this trade was taken at what time? 9:40. Gold, bearish, normal, sells. That was liquidity on the one. That was wick entry sells. 4-hour stops. We used their 1-hour TP right off of that minor zone there. And then breaking the highs now. What's next again? Nice large point resistance on the minute. And then we use the 1 hour time frame. Chat, we could get another position. If this flies up another like, oh man, 121 is right there. Okay, hold on. Let me just see. If we get a 121, what would we use? I think we could use probably this. So 2100, 0.05 lot just in case. Okay, 121, then 145 next. Our zones. But let me finish this first before I look for anything. We were just taking expected outcome was just liquidity on the 1. It was a win 0.05, 0.05, $8.15. Pips wise 16.3. Drawdown, I don't think we had drawdown there. Max profits we saw was I think 34-ish. I'll say around 34. Trail stop loss hit on the minute. Trail stop loss, and there we did 16.3. One more journal before we go back and look to see what's next. And if we missed it while drilling, that's fine. But I need a journal. That's more important than the trade itself. 940. New York. Gold. Sells. That was basically liquidity on the wick entry on the 1 full. And we did 16.3. So yeah, if you didn't have a chance to like move stops to BE or trail stops or get out at least BE there, right? That was more than enough time for a BE. And everything was like preset beforehand. Like all the zones and levels I had marked up, chat. I set those zones before, right? So you should be aware of what's going on. And next zone is 21, but let's see, you're pulling back right now. So if you re-break, could we move it? Are we gonna move it? We might have to move it here. That's since that came close and that pulled back there 100 pips away. So if we move it, I think I'll use like a 41.30. So yeah, I'll move it up towards there. 41.30 is what I got. And I think we also had lots of positions here too at 30 in the past. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Go chat. Cool. Percentage we made there, I don't think that was anything too crazy. $8.15 is $8.15 is $8.15. 0.28%. So for the week we're like at 0.64%. If we can get a runner, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. Did Wench enter? It was quick. Chat, I give y'all the whole warning, bruh. From the morning, 8 a.m. this morning, it came on and gave that idea out. And then I mentioned that we're gonna miss the move too. Going up. You know, we entered at 9:40. It was quick though. It was like 30-second trade. 33-second trade. Sometimes they're quick, sometimes they're long. Like our last one was 10 hours. Right? The one on Monday. And some of them are a minute. A lot of times it's usually within a minute or two range, but yeah, sometimes they're a lot quicker. I can't really control time, right? We had 33-second one again, a 38-second one there, 28-second one for 100 pips. It just really depends on the market, what it throws at us. Is that a joke? No. This morning, I said we're gonna put our hands up and miss out on 500 pips because our entry, I don't know if it's gonna go up or down, right? So like, I know that if it goes up from there, I'll have an idea up here for wick entry sells, looking for the first initial reaction. You're bumping into some type of resistance, right? And I mentioned that you may not get a runner here just because of there's a chance that this could have broken the highs too, but at least you get pullbacks before making your way up towards the next zone, which is our next entry now, 41.30. So we're gonna have to do the same thing where we miss out on like another 370 pips here, and then we look for wick entry sells there. And I think that has a higher chance of being a runner, to be honest. Or if that didn't go up today, the reason I'm saying miss it, because it's not actually missed because we don't know if it's gonna go up or not, right? So if it were to go down instead, then the blue zone down here would have been ourselves. But still, that would have required like price to push down, like that would have required like a push down for 600 pips again. So either way, we would have had to wait like 600 pips up or 600 pips down before looking for positions. Because those moves that I'm waiting out or missing out on, quote unquote, is like the confirmations of where we're kind of headed, right? And buys today for me, chat, aren't until at least 4,200. So we're still like kind of far from there. Like that's like 1,400 pips until we look for buys. So I don't know if it'll be today. Maybe if we have lots of volume, but that just depends on price, right? Weekly just flipped. Let's see. Yeah, weekly flip. 41.30 next and 41.45 could be. Happy Canada, you motherfuckers. Yeah, those pumps are crazy. That was quick. I think runners could be next though, chat. The position after this one could have a high chance to give you a better runner. Because look, this still hasn't pulled back. Like, I know we had the wick entry, so that was barely a pullback, right? So if it continues to drive up, like this is the biggest one. And this is barely anything. This barely makes a dent. So if you do continue to drive up towards like 45 or 30, then like you're expecting a pullback at some point, right? And you get more major as you go up. In terms of zones, this becomes a lot tougher. Because I don't think this is too tough of a zone, honestly. I think your next heavy zone is more so of like up here, 42, 43 zones. I'll stay right here off of these areas. That's your tougher area. So a little more waiting here, chat, but that's one trade for today. Let me just put that down. Gold sells. Mm. 0.28%. 16.3 pips. All right. 28%. Lecandle closure? Oh, maybe. NFPs tomorrow, chat. Remember how like we could get priced in stuff? Like this could be priced in for tomorrow. If it just sits here, it could be priced in. But we'll find out tomorrow, right? This is what we were discussing yesterday. Depending on like the days prior, you never know. There's never an official what's priced in and what's not priced in. But this is pretty large movement today so far for the New York session. 1,300 pips so far. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Good way to start off quarter 3 in volume. Hopefully quarter 3 is much more volatile than quarter 2, right? That'll be nice. Gigantic. Do you think it's gonna go 4-3? I don't know. I don't know from here what it's gonna do, or nor do I try to like find out what it's gonna do next. Yo, thanks for a tier 3 DR JHMC. Thank you, man. But yeah, I don't know. I do know that if it does come up above 42, that's when I think higher time for starts to shift in structure, and that's when we can actually start looking for buys. If it comes down from here, then I'll have ideas down here. That's like my approach to the charts. It's not like I think it's gonna go up, I think it's gonna go down, I'll take a position off of that. It's more of like, where is it actually gonna go first, and then I'll catch a trail. I'll catch a trailing move after. You don't gotta be a hero on the charts, right? And I think, yeah, if we get this wick entry style, it could be, nah, those are the same stops, around 2,000. So 0.05, maybe 0.06 flat.
it's a Coke bottle. The way she walk when that shit wobble, it's a real problem. Fell in love with this lifestyle cause she came from the bottom.
What do you mean priced in? Like, if NFP doesn't move tomorrow, if NFP comes out tomorrow at 8:30 and then it just sits there, priced in. That's what happened on the NFP on FOMC two months ago. FOMC, not the last one, the one before. FOMC moved like 100 pips, and the days before it moved like price moved like 4,000 pips. So that was priced in. But you're never gonna have an actual answer. But in terms of Kevin Walsh speaking today, my approach to that, again, like, it's like you don't need to really like it's, if you want to, you could pay attention to what's going on, but price is supposed to go to where it's supposed to go anyways. At the end of the day, it's already priced to go to that price point. Like, we don't know those levels obviously, because if we knew, we'll be able to have a 100% win rate, like 100% accuracy on the charts. But in terms of where price is going to, it's already set to go to a certain zone, and then news and stuff just expedites that. Everything's kind of already said and done. So that's why you can't blame the markets in terms of like, oh, it's not going down right now. Like, it doesn't always need to go a certain way, right? You just kind of want to be free with it, and you're just more open to ideas after that. Instead of like, I'll try and predict like, oh, I think it's gonna go up here. Like, just let the market do its thing and just follow it. Unless you're a swing trader, right? And that's a little different. Bro, I need to be that guy. I'm not getting the idea of it being priced in. Honestly, no biggie. It's just, it's nothing too like crazy. It's like, if numbers come out tomorrow for NFP and NFP tomorrow does not move, NFP is a big red forward tomorrow, right? So tomorrow is Thursday. It's usually on Friday, but this week's on Thursday. So basically, the market is tired tomorrow. It has no energy to move because it moved the day before. So if there's news, which would usually, news is like your Gatorade or your Red Bull drink. You drink that and the market moves again. But sometimes you crashed out already and you drink the Red Bull and it doesn't give you that extra boost of energy. So it just sits there. That's what priced in is. It just sits there the next day. Make sense? Yeah, like a pre-buy, like, so you might not get a movement tomorrow. But again, we don't know, right? Like, I gotta see what Red Bull there is tomorrow. Like, if it's the watermelon flavor, or if it's the regular flavor, if it's the pineapple flavor, depending on what flavor it is, it could move the price. Maybe that Red Bull can might have some special thing in it tomorrow, but we'll find out at 8:30 tomorrow, right? Oh man, I'll take the one today though, chat, over the drawdown one for sure. Drink a Celsius. Chat, what do you guys drink? Every now and then I'll have like some, but honestly, the only thing that I like so far lately that I've been drinking, or not really, but when I play hockey I drink it. It's Quench. It's like a new NHL drink. It's actually pretty good, but it's not really an energy drink. It's like a hydration drink. Discord. Ooh, profits. Chad, did you guys get that the trade that we took on stream? W. Is the market in a wide consolidation now, or will the price still drop and then ranging as you said? You getting my words mixed up. I never said it was gonna drop today or go up. I said if it goes up or if it drops, it will lead to ideas. And it decided to go up, and we got the wick entry sell. So now question is the same thing. If it goes up again, we'll look for the same wick entry sells. If it goes down, then we can start looking for sells below like 4,000. But I don't know if it's gonna go down towards there or go up. But it's up to the markets now. Oh, look at that opening, holy. But yeah, that's the thing. We're still waiting for that next move now to determine the next move. All right, but I think between here right now is like no trade range, at least. But once you break above, we'll look for that wick entry sell, or once you break below, we'll look for the continuation sells. But in between, that's just me waiting for confirmation. What's the win rate? This thing barely goes up anymore. 87.40. And then 7592. Percentage went up 53% for the year. Or since we returned on stream. This song is copyright. Because the deal to sell below, don't get caught. Just don't get caught in like thinking this is a fake out yet. I have it below 4,000 because that's like range 2 on a small time frame. But here could still, you know, come down like this and come up, and this can just be a higher low because you haven't gotten a pullback yet. Remember that. Like, remember, like zoom out and remember, look at like where you are in price, like what could occur next. You haven't gotten a pullback yet. Like these minor ones, sure, but nothing major. You haven't gone like something like this yet, right? So that's what's gonna tell you. Like if it comes down like this and then comes back up and it starts to shift back down like this, then yeah, below like here you can start looking for ideas because you have a bunch of structure, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. But try not to jump the reversal gun too early because you can easily just come down and then next thing you know, back up. Discord link? Oh, they're not censored. You missed a goodbye this morning? It's okay, there'll be more. You might have more room here. You said daily time frame, right? Range between 4,300 and 49. Yeah, but this is the range, right? This is the range, yeah. 49.09 and 42.33. Between here and here, that's like my higher time frame range. So we can still trade in this range, obviously, but that's like in terms of higher time frame, like that's where you'll be ranging for the next couple months. Today is not gonna have any difference in price compared to a month. Like you can move up and down in these areas, but like this is like where you'll be in the next 2 months likely. That's kind of what happened last time. And then after that you get direction, right? Like it's already in the wide range consolidation, if that's what you were looking for. It's already in this area. So anything in between, like it's already in this overall range on a higher time frame. Small time frame, you still get trending moves. Like for instance, that bullish move today, that could be a small time frame trend. So it's just different time frames and perspective. If this is a bullish day chat, we'll look for wick entry buys. But this isn't bullish yet. Like, I mean, it's bullish off this move, but in terms of structure, it's still like coming down bearish overall, right? But if this is a bullish, like if we were like above 4,300, for instance, or 4,200, any first pullbacks, you can look for wick entry buys, because that's no different from what we look for when it comes to the wick entry sells, right? When it's trending. But I'm gonna need to see that above 4,300. So that's why I think like this month in July, if you continue in that area, you can start looking for those wick entry buys. And finally, we'll get a buy. It's the same concept, looking for the first initial reaction, right? You're expecting like higher lows to be created and all of that. But it's not bullish enough yet. On check, give me like 1 minute. I'll be right back. Don, I have an 80% win rate, but I keep closing trades early. Do you have any advice? Honestly, a lot of times people try to search for like a technical answer. It's not a technical answer that I'm gonna give you. It's because it's deeper in that. It's like you're already approaching the charts with a mindset of what a big profit is or a small profit, or what a big balance is or a small balance. It's like when it comes to money and trading, you shouldn't look at like your balance or how much you're making or like what's big or what's small. It should just be trading. So like when you focus on having a consistent strategy, it's like it doesn't matter if the market gives you today like a 10 pips or 100 pips, because if you're looking to use the same strategy when it comes to finding your support, same strategy when it comes to finding your break-even zones, same strategy when it comes to your trail stop zones, your TP zones, your stop loss zones, that's what you're going to be focused on every day. And based off of the conditions of the markets, either if you have a 20 pip range going up or 100 pip range going up or whatever your next area is, but as long as you have those BE zones, trail stop zones, and all of that set in place, it's not up to you on what you want to grab. It's like up to the markets. It's like today we got we got BE or a trail stop got tapped, right? And we got 16 pips. If that were to run earlier and come down and not actually tap our trail stop zones and come down towards the next zone, we might have gotten 50. But it doesn't matter what we got today. It's not going to change how you approach the charts tomorrow. It's like you're going to come tomorrow and have the same BE zones, trail stop zones set. And it's just a day-to-day thing off of the markets. Like, what is it going to give you today? Is it going to give you a runner or not? But you can't pick and choose like how many pips you want to grab. You can pick and choose your TP and all of that, but again, like sometimes you might be biased towards like having a runner because last week you missed on like an 8 pip move. So this week you might be more aggressive on looking for that move. So you might extend your TP just because of that, but not because of what's on the charts. So it's more of a mental thing. It's like you shouldn't be looking at it in terms of big profit or like you exit too early or too late. It's like it should be the same approach consistently every time. And that's going to give you runners on some days. Like every now and then I'll get a runner, but it's not a guarantee or it's not like a, everyday thing. Some days I might get a BE, some days I might hit a stop, some days I might hit TB. It really just depends. But that's just a mental thing. That has nothing to do with like technicals. Because if you're focused on technicals, it gives you the same answer every day. It gives you a BE, trust stops, or TP. That's the answer you're gonna get from the markets every day. Or at least that's like the approach. Le Pip, that's me. No, it's not me. What the hell's playing? Considering there is an untested level at 39.30 below the markets in the wire, should I still wait for 39 to go long? It's an unnecessary to wait for it. No, you don't need to wait for that because it might not go down. It might not go down towards 39.30. It might just take off from here. Like let's say it approaches 4,300. If you start seeing like structure, right? You could eventually look for longs or above 4,300, 4,200. But you don't need to wait for like certain zones. If you have small time from structure, you'll be good. I think what you might be confused with right now, you say, is structure on different time frames. So like you can use a higher time frame as an overall like area to like, ranges, but then small time frame be like small time frame range.
That's a good one. One-on-one bitch at 18. One-on-one never.
So this way.
Who is that in the server though? Let me delete.
quick elimination, fake intimidation. Take a minute, take a deep breath, have a little bit of patience. Drizzy, you amazing, you the inspiration. You set the bar for the next generation. You Neo in the Matrix, these niggas just Nemo in the ocean. Small fish making kids feel emotion, using you for promotion. True words have never been spoken. Niggas wanna see Brit me on a t-shirt like I'm Hulk Hogan. I appreciate the fans rocking with me, this is really just a small token. Really fucking with a visionary. Only reason I ain't got a girl and I ain't getting married, cause I'm really out here filling up the itinerary till I'm 6 feet in a cemetery. Bulletproof doors so heavy, got me rolling around like a dignitary. Funny how it's only bitch niggas that are waiting on the boys' obituary. Cause if I die, it's these niggas that become the sole beneficiary. And what the fuck are they gonna do with it? Had the girls up at 29 on stage twerking with a dictionary. Guilt trips, knock church trips when it's cold out here in February. Cause right now shorty parachuting Molly like she flying for the military. This girl face so pretty, I can only think of fucking missionary. Fuck that, make the beat switch, turn the hoes up, give a million to them. Right now I got so many villas booked on like
You're in a short? Alright, man. Let's get it. Let's go, let's go. I can't even find that person. Yo, Pento, can you click on that person's name and see if it's from overseas or devious? I can't even find like this guy is not in the server. No servers? I don't know. There's a million of those guys. A million. I see. Time is at 10:17. Trap, still got a lot of time here. I'll be here for another like 45 minutes. 40 minutes. See if this thing can shoot up towards 142. Ranging for a last like quite a bit though. Ranging for the last like 30 minutes, 35 minutes. QIFEG? I see. I see. That's where I got to. 4142. Is the speech or the...
This could shift quick. It also means, though, yeah, Canadian firms.
Which shows some difference, I think, among our...
They're still going. What we're looking for, same ideas as earlier. 41.42 up there. We're looking for like wick entry sells and then the continuation of sells below. $42.30 is what we got next though. So same ideas as we had earlier. I just gotta see how it comes up, right? Because you did get a pullback here. Nothing severe though. The rebreak is 230, so between like 30 and 42 could be like next wick entry sells. Same stops we'll have, and then if it does decide to come back down into the ranges, then below 40.32 we can look for sells. But yeah, we're either like 300 pips away from looking for wick entry sells, or we are like 800 pips away from looking for sells. I would prefer the wick entry sells because we're much closer. In between I got nothing. All right. Let's see, making our way up, re-breaking the highs. Could this make its way up towards 41.30? $41.30, 41.42. Let's find out, man. Let's see. About to break the highs, chat. So it could be quick once you break the highs. Just in case it is quick, we do have wick entry sells at 41.30 right now. I think honestly, because the continuation down, if you do get the continuation of sells, it's gonna be pretty far, right? It's like, I mean, at least below 40-30. That's 800 pips. So I think if honestly, if we might have an earlier session stop loss, because if it does come down and re-breaks the lows, you're gonna have to wait for structure and all of that range to kind of fill, right? 800 pips, so it's pretty far. But if we do come down to re-break below here, we'll probably call it a day into those ranges, because it's either the wick entry sells or we don't get the wick entry sells and we gotta wait for the move down, and that move down might take a minute if it even happens. So only one idea for a day now: wick entry sells, and that's it. Whoa. Pretty good price day though, like to start off quarter 3. I think today's price action is like a, honestly, at least 6.5, 6.5, 7 out of 10. How much did he charge, Benzo? What's up, Nectar? What's the plan? We're looking for wick entry sells at 130. 4130. 130. Well, we got a position today, but if we can get another one, we got that one kind of early. So if we can get 4130, I'll push up towards there. We're looking for wick entry sells, but that's basically it for the day. Anything below, I'll probably call it a day. Like 800 pips for the next sell idea, so I don't know how long that'll take, but it's already 10:30, right? So it's either wick entry sells up at 30 or 41.42, or that's it. Pretty simple. Pretty simple there, right, chat? Pretty simple. Let's see. How much is this range? 190. 190 is equivalent to 4124. Let's see, could be a 124. 130 I have here, and over here I have 127. Why was that again? Yeah, I'll leave at 130. How much is this range again? 2-1. Let's see. Could be early like the last one too. What's up, Jordy? Buying your trades target RS3. W, man. You're an Audi guy? RC is cool. RS3 is a 2-door, right? Or a 4-door? Is this a sedan or a coupe? You don't fuck with the RSQ8? RSQ8 is hard too. Four-door. RSQ8 is hard. You're not a Beamer guy though? How do I know where price is grabbing liquidity, where it's grabbing liquidity? There's no right way to determine that, because there's no official saying that's liquidity. It could just be part of the trend. It's an illusion. So like I don't look for like, when I look for a position, like it's more of like I'm assuming like I don't know if this is gonna be liquidity, but it could be a pullback, a higher low, right? And sometimes people determine a higher low as liquidity, but like it could be a higher low or a first initial reaction zone for then price to continue up, or for price to actually reverse, and then it could lead to liquidity. Yeah, I think a good idea of liquidity would maybe be like if it does something like this and it decides to rip back up above the blue range, and that will be official. Or like high probability, that could have been like the higher low liquidity overall for the move. But these are very small pullbacks here, right? So regarding this, like I don't, there's barely a dent being made right now in price in terms of impact on the charts. Like if you get something like this is a much more significant impact. It's like, what do you mean you drove all the way down and then you now are able to come up still? It's like, okay, yeah, that likely could be liquidity, but like, yeah, like in the moment I'm not like trying to determine what is or what's not though. I'm just trying to look for the first initial reaction, and then if it leads to one, it could lead to one. Because even if we do get a wick entry sell up here, we're looking for like range to range, right? So then if price decides to pull back that far, then sure. But we'll be out way beforehand, you know, of the move. You have liquidity play? Yeah, so like my wick entry sell, like that could be a pullback area. Like the one we took today. Was it liquidity though? No. But it's like it could have potential to reject off of that zone. So when we're looking for a wick entry sell, we're looking for we're expecting price to pull back. But it doesn't always land to be a liquidity play. Like in this case, it drove barely and then it still came up, right? So that was not liquidity. Does that make sense? Same goes with this next zone too, like 4130. It could be a bigger pullback, right? It's a zone, an area that could react off of. We might get it, chat. Let's see, breaking the highs here. We are 220 pips away. You said yeah, dot. That doesn't mean you get it, but I don't know. It's not as direct. Like trading isn't like as like black and white like that. It's like this liquidity, that's not liquidity. It's more of like you're looking for ideas as to what could happen, but it doesn't always, like for instance, like if you're looking for a fake out play, like you can assume that, okay, if you were to break back into this range, this is a fake out, right? If you take a sell here and you grab that move, right, you can put it as a fake out because you're looking to break back into this range. But then if price were to come back up again, this was the whole time just being liquidity. So you won't really know the final answer until the whole move presents itself. It's gonna take some more streams, maybe. You might need to be here for another couple months, and then it'll get easier with time to determine. Chaz C 4130 approaching here. What the fuck just send him, Benzo? How about that car? Is that a Chinese car? Multisat also, I don't think this is a play. I think this is more of like a time frame. Like that's the market cycle, right? So like after a range, we're not in that cycle in the small time frame, yeah, I'll say, but let's say like this is the range. After the range, you usually would like pop up above or pop down below, and then that's your liquidity, right? So like drive range liquidity. After drive comes range. So after this drive comes this range. And then next comes liquidity. The thing is, like, we won't know where. It could pop up first, pop back into the range, and that could be liquidity come down. And then same thing goes for the way down. Like it can pop below the range and then come back up, and then it could lead to a fake out. Or it could pop down below and then pull back, hold to continue, right? But that's what you would assume would happen next. So right now on the higher time frame, like we're in a range. On a daily, we're in like one massive range from basically like here to here. So like look, in terms of grabbing liquidity, it's going to be more so outside this range on a higher time frame, but we don't know where yet, right? But basically it's that's when you can determine volume for the next part of the move, which is drive. After liquidity comes drive, because then like if let's say you're in the range down, you start ranging like this, boom 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 boom, right? Next comes like a break above or a break below, it doesn't matter. But let's say it's a break above. When you break above, to determine whether it's going to hold, you need a pullback. So if you get a pullback and you continue to break the highs, okay, perfect, you continue up. If you get a pullback and it doesn't break the highs, comes back to the range, and that leads to this moving a fake out, and then you can look for positions coming down to the ranges. You have a set of plays for the fake out. And then the same thing goes for a downside too. If you pop below the range for the first time, right? We don't know whether it's going to drive or not yet, but if it pulls back and it holds, continuation you got. But if it pulls back and comes back to the range, and that's kind of like your fake out, right? And then you can expect to move up to the top of the range. But that's like not really a play that we take. It's more of like, what do we determine would be the market cycle that day? Is it going to be a drive, range, or liquidity, right? So right now, today, we are in like a higher time from range and a smaller time from drive. And then it says wait for range to break out. First break could be a fake out, which is why we got wick entry sells plays today, because the first break could be a fake out. So when we take that wick entry sell, you're expecting that to potentially lead to a fake out or be a higher low. But either way, you'll get that pullback. So that was like my plays today. How close is that? 15 got tapped there. It's not bad. We are 140 pips away. 140. Firecracker play. We haven't. No, that's not. That was like short lived. I think we got rid of that, or just that wasn't really that long term of a thing. I think we dropped that play. I think we took that like a couple times only, not a lot. It's not even in the subs no more. That might be you know, it's non-existent. Look, pull back already, right? So it came close, but that's what happens with wick entry sometimes. Like it doesn't have to always tap that zone chat before pulling back. In this case, like it pulled back before tapping for 130. So if we were to get a wick entry sell again up in those zones, we're gonna have to get rid of that zone. So I'm gonna get rid of 4130 and I'm gonna leave 4142, right? Because now you're just making a bit of structure. And we have a session stop loss down at like 40.75. So if it breaks that zone, we're gonna call it a day. I don't think I had anything in between here. We took sells here before though, but I got nothing here. Chat, 82 likes, chat. Chat, yes, it was the first day. We didn't get 100 likes, guys. Can we get 100 today? 100? We got like 350 people here. 350. Usually you guys dip after the first trade, though. A3. How about liquidity and versus range? Finding hard to differentiate? Yeah, so here, let me just do a quick rundown. This is drive. This is range. And then this is liquidity. Or vice versa. So it could be the opposite, above and then come down. But those are your 3 market cycles. So, like if I'm looking at today, the reason I called it a range was because you're stuck in this higher time frame range. It's been ranging for a couple of days now, right? So that's my higher time frame range. And then if you zoom into the smaller time frame, like the 30, 15, 5 in this case, you gotta drive today. So then that's why today is like on range, and then or drive and then range, right? So basically, like if you were to be higher time frame range here, or let's say you're coming down and then you range, right? You range on the higher time frame. But the small time frame, what you'll get is you start to get like this, right? So that's kind of where we're at today. But you see how overall like this entire structure is still bearish. You go to the playbook, it says, this might be a little messy here, but here it says range, higher time frame, lower time frame, drive. What to look for? Continuation at the range 2 breakout. So that's why my buys today or this week or next is more so above 4,200, because that's my higher time frame range 2. I'm gonna go back to that in a second. But if it is a range on a smaller time frame, drive on a higher time frame, we can look for breakouts, right? I think this should also be checked off too, actually. Breakouts too. But it says wait for range 2 breakout. First breakout could be a fake out. So any first breakouts here any like breaks above the range here could lead to a fake out. So that's why 4200 is what we have for like higher time frame range 2 breakout, right? What to look for is continuation at the range 2. So range 2 would be like, this is range 1 right here, and then range 2 would be here. Because if you get a pullback now and this is not a fake out, continues to break, then great, you have some nice structure, you have some higher lows, and then you can look for breakout buys here. But what to be careful for is wait for range 2 breakout first, because the first break can be a fake out. So basically that's why we have wick entry sells, because we're looking to take the wick entry sells to pull back for the higher low before going up or before faking out. We don't know yet the outcome, but we know that there's a high chance you could get a pullback as part of the next move, right? So going back to the charts real quick here, like you see how on the higher time from here on the 4, we have this as like a range, right? Range 1, range 2 is above here, and that's why my buys are really far, because I need a higher time frame structure to actually shift for me to take buys. Otherwise, like you take buys in this area, again, this is a range 1. So anything in this area could literally just tap the highs and then just fake out back into the range. We don't know yet. We don't know yet if it's a fake out, but that is the next possible outcome. It can also shift back into the range and then come up still. This can still be a higher low. And if it does, then that's some new information that we can work off with, and then we can start looking for buys maybe a little earlier, maybe here instead of above here, because now you have another range here kind of, right? So make sense? Like that's kind of how I'll view it in terms of my market cycles. Because look, you're still bearish. If you zoom out, like, you know, is there a big impact on price here? No, it's just in this range kind of right now. That's gonna set you up for that play. That was close though. This is 100 pips away. Let's see. We have a session stop loss chat below 75, so if that taps, then GG's, right? And we did come up close there, and then we pull back. So I'm gonna have to move that. I'm gonna have to move that wick entry sell up a little higher. So I deleted 4130 immediately and I moved it up towards 4142. Kind of what we did earlier when we had the zones this morning here. Remember how I had zones there and I deleted it because I said this was an invisible candle. You can kind of block this out and it should be clean traffic up. Look to see exactly what price did. It just pushed up. There was no pullbacks, right? And that's what invisible candles are. That's been in the works for like 2 years now almost. Might be the next playbook. B3 probably. Probably need another year or so, but that's your invisible candle right there today. So sometimes they're just they're not that strong of as it may seem. Like it might look like a resistance, but really there's nothing really there. So price retraces here and makes structure going back up, acting like a potential higher low where you then take buys till maybe 42. No, I don't have a till 42 for buys. I need higher time frame to break range 2, so I'm gonna need to wait until it actually breaks 42. Wait, hold on. So if price retraces here, yeah. So if it retraces here, we could. I think I did say that earlier. We could, but I gotta see. I don't have that information right now. I don't know how steep it is. I don't know how it's gonna look, right, if it does. But let's say it does pull back from here, and then small time frame starts to like create structure up. We can start looking for buys like, I wouldn't say above, till, yeah, maybe above like here, because then this could be treated as like maybe a range here. So yeah, you're right. Like that, I could take that. But again, I gotta see like how it retraces and how it comes back up to retest the highs. I don't want to assume that yet. But that could be an idea. That could be definitely be an idea. Yeah, the playbook names, they go far back. Like chat basically chose those names. Well, me and chat chose those names back in the day. And don't worry, chat. If this playbook is still confusing, we got a V2.1 coming soon. For the price of $999.99. Stop skipping my message and answer that. What's your average RR? Negative 0.11 or 0.0001 to 100. You're not gonna like this stream, bro. You know, I used to actually get fed up these questions, chat. But honestly, if someone's come in here with not the intentions to learn, there's no point in giving my energy on, like, if you're not trying to learn, bro, why would I waste my energy on trying to explain? So just get them out of here, expedite the process. You know, we have a 0.001 to like maybe like a 10R. All right. This one's gonna be a pullback, maybe. Let's see. It's pulling back already, but let's see if it breaks 75. The only reason I have a session stop loss there today, chat, is because if it breaks 75, it can come back into the ranges, or it could, yeah, it could come back to the ranges. But our next sell won't be until 43, and that's like 600 pips. I don't know how much time we'll have for that. That's the only reason why I have a session stop loss earlier today. So it's only one idea we have for the rest of the day now, which is wick entry sells. If support is made and it starts to break downwards, would you be willing to take a sell? Yeah, below 40.32 is where I have it. Unless you come up higher and then you start shifting like this, and then maybe we can move it even higher. Because today our original sells is this blue zone down here. We're looking for sells here earlier. If it were to come down below 39.73, but it didn't, right? It came up. So then that creates a steeper high. So then if it comes back down like this, below these areas, that would be my sell. Like if you're still looking for a trades, chat, and that's something that actually happens today, you can look for those sells there, yeah. But the next idea would maybe be like if it comes up towards here, let's say, and then shifts back below into these ranges, then we can move this zone up higher. Like we can start looking for ideas maybe 40.50. So it really depends from here. But yeah, fake out sells all there still. Any if it's a higher time from liquidity, right? And it can lead to a fake out. So my 32 zone just is gonna confirm the fake out. In this area, it's still questionable right now for me. That's why it's not sells yet, because I need to confirm that that's a fake out. So a push down like this wouldn't confirm that, because that can just be a higher low. But if you push down, create a lower high, it should go up. Let's say it doesn't, it breaks the lows, create structure, breaks the lows, create structure, and then eventually boom, you got sells below here. Once these highs back up the sells, right? What's up, Gem Low? You're short cooking right now? W, man. W. How did you develop your playbook? Wait, Multisato, you've been here for how long now? Like, were you here from 2021? I don't remember. Or it was like 2022? Or 23? Or 24? Or 25? Or 26? But the playbook started off as like the moment someone told me you can't avoid fakeouts. 22. Okay, I mean that's some, you saw a good development of it. Nah, but you saw how it started then. Like majority of it started off like this, chat. This is how my playbook got developed. When I first started like to looking at price action, I was just looking for ranges, and every breakout above or below the range, I would then just look for a buy or sell. Right? Remember those days like when I would come to the charts, like my 2020 streams, you just see me having 2 lines on my screen. If it closes below, take a sell. If it closes above, take a buy. Nothing's wrong with that. It works. But as time goes on, you gain more experience, right? So then I started to realize, okay, I have a 67% win rate or whatever, 60% win rate. It wasn't really the win rate that I was worried about. It was just like, if I could learn to avoid fakeouts or learn to increase the chances of me avoiding fakeouts, then I'll have better trading, right? I'll have better ideas, right? So then I started to like, so sometimes like when we'll break below, I'll take a sell and it fakes back into the range. So I was trying to question like, okay, why though? Like, why is that happening, right? Like what's happening in the charts that could show that I could decrease that probable chance of that happening? So then that's when I started to apply in 2021 range 2 breakout. So basically whenever you have a breakout against the bias, I would wait for a range 2 only when it's against the bias. So let's say you're coming down like this, boom, you come down, and then I have a line above here that says buys above here. You start to break above, right? Instead of taking a buy immediately, because since this is overall bearish and this can still come back into the ranges, I'll mark up a range 2. So I'll wait for like a pullback or a range to form, and then as you re-break that high, I'll look for buys. So that was like 2021, 2022. That's what I kind of did. And then 2023, that's when I started to we took the same plays, right? I still took range 1s, range 2s, closures above, closures belows. But in 2023, I think that's when we started to use the minute and the 5 more. So we started shifting to like the smaller time frames and aligning up the higher time frames. And I think that's when we also started taking like I think wick entry sells as well around that time. But basically to sum it up, over as like from 23, 24, 25, as I gain more experience, I've noticed that there were certain patterns, right? Because look, like you see how we're looking for like range 1s, range 2s here, right? Eventually you can start noticing that, oh shit, there's sometimes higher time frame you have a drive. Sometimes lower time frames or higher time frames you have a range. Sometimes you have something here called liquidity, right? So as you go on and you trade every single day throughout the week for like those years, you'll start noticing certain days will have certain type of opportunities only on the higher time frame. But that wouldn't have happened if I never switched down to a small time frame first. So that's kind of how I got to where it is now. It's just like trading every day and just adding bit by bit to the playbook. And then you just kind of notice things with time. Like I started noticing again, like these type of patterns, like drive, range, liquidity. And then now it's like, no matter what market it is, what time frame it is, you're always going to have a drive, range, or liquidity on the minute, on the 5. I think some like ICT traders consider this to be like some type of accumulation, distribution, and manipulation, right? Or something like that. So you can look at it as that too. But that's how I look at it, as like drive, range, or liquidity. So basically, when I come to the charts, I'll determine what type of day we're in. Are we in this cycle? Are we in this cycle? Or are we in this cycle? And then that will open up the plays for that day. Like that will give me so and so plays. Because I can't take the same selves I take in this cycle that's here. This is a drive cycle. So when it's a drive cycle, and usually it's just like breakout sells. You don't need range 1, range 2s because prices are already trending. When it's in the range, you want to look for range 1s and range 2s more often. Wick entry sells as you break above for the first time or break below for the first time. And then when it's in liquidity stage, that's the funnest stage because that's when you have the most movement, and that gives the most opportunities because that's when you can actually tell whether or not, like that's the start of the next trending move, right? After liquidity, you have a pullback to continue up. Or after liquidity, you have a pullback to continue down. But that could be a start of a new trend, of a new move. So that's usually a lot of pips in those ranges. And that's kind of how I got developed. Like over the years, just bit by bit. If you go on my Instagram, there's a video of me talking about drive range liquidity in 2024. So obviously, you know, it's usually for me like 1 year I advance my technicals, the next year I advance my management. So that's how it's been for like 7-8 years now. But it's just bit by bit. It's 8 years. It's not like 1 day of work or like 1 simulation, you know? Like it was like through time we got to this point. Y'all like, I don't got time for this bullshit. Yo, Dom, buy or sell, man. I don't got time to do all of that. Or you might be having your own playbook. But it's just natural, chat. Like, as you're on the charts every day, like, these things aren't forced. Like, I'm not like, you know, I didn't like try to force like drive range liquidity. It was just, you just notice like where you're like when you journal, you notice where your losses come from and certain plays and all of that. Certain ideas, certain setups. You just kind of pick things up over time. Layer Wildman. Yeah, it might be ranging now. Can I complicate cycles even more? Yeah, it's infinite. Like you can complicate it or simplify. It's actually simplifying it. Yeah, it could change sessions. Yeah, that's exactly how it works. Like Asian could be drive, London could be range, and New York could be liquidity for continuation of drive. That is actually a lot of times what happens. Like generic price action, like during all 3 sessions, like Asian would usually be the range-ish, London would be liquidity, and NY would be the drive. That's why NY is usually the strongest session, because that's when you get the most volatility. Not every day though, right? But you actually gotta look at the charts and see where it's at that day. But it's not like every day, you know, Asian ranges, London liquidity. But majority of the times that would be the situation, yeah. But you can even go in the minute time frame. Look, like even on the minute time frame, right now, what are we in? A range, right? After a drive. So what's next? And you're gonna see this in the minute probably, likely. What's next, chat? Liquidity, right? So liquidity in this case would be either if you break above or break below. Don't try to guess where it's gonna go, but just wait for it to actually do it. Wait for it to actually break the lows or wait for it to actually break the highs. And then once it does, if it pulls back and holds, I'm gonna put my ranges here actually. If it pulls back and holds that zone, re-breaks the highs, then congrats, you got continuation now. But you'll see it. And then same thing, if you break below on the minute here, and pull back into the ranges, this could be a fake out to continue, right? Because this thing is still trending bullish. If it breaks out, pulls back, holds, then you can get a reversal with more structure, right? But this would be like the range, and next comes liquidity. So it's very simple when you wait for those things to actually form. The trade I took was just a wick entry sell. That was the first break outside the range today, so we took that was actually at the top of the range. We just took a wick entry sell because today we are in this range, and this is the first time you're breaking above. So wick entry sells is the idea. In case it's a fake out or continuation, you expect a higher low to form. So like wick entry sells and days like this is like a win-win situation. Not 100% guarantee you'll win, but in terms of whether you'll get a higher low to continue or get a higher low to continue down, like you'll get likely that pullback. So that's why wick entry sells work on these type of days. Let's see. 11:05, 1 hour opening, so maybe you can still get a push up, chat. We still have that wick entry sell idea. 4142. You haven't broken below 75 yet, so still alive. But I think if it just kind of sits there for another like 15 to 10 minutes, then just GG's, bro. Call it a day. W. Like on this stream, bro, you literally get the explanation. You get the if you got FOMO, I'm here to tell you guys that's okay. And then I'm literally telling you guys the entry, the exits on a free stream. Cause I'm just here to trade, right? Like I'm just here to like trade. I'm not here to like argue or like try to. Like, I'm just here to explain what I do. And I'll get questions and I'll answer them. But I'm just here to trade. Trading my job. Right. What time did we take that trade at? We had 400 today. We took the trade at, how much was that? 940. Yeah, that makes sense. 940. Let's see. Spreads are pretty tight. Or decent. I think they're better on the way up, but coming down is pretty decent. So you could get a break of 75, which might be GG's for us, chat. I would look for wick entry sells, or wick entry buys, but it's not bullish in terms of high time for structure for me. Because this is nice, right? You haven't gotten a pullback all day, so the first pullback, you can literally just look for a wick entry buy. But it's not bullish enough for me. I don't have any of that. This is the first pullback. It looks like the first slowdown area. Let's see. Lamine Yamal. Is he playing today? Bosnia and USA today. Belgium and Senegal. England and DR Congo. I got England, Belgium, and US. Got this beat from Cash, not from YouTube.
Might as well be with me. AMG the S, codeine cowboy in the flesh. Caught up like the rest, but they look up to me. Since it go left, tryna burn a bridge that's left. Treat her like the one, try to turn me to a two. I don't keep
What song?
say that shit, she know it's true. Call me while I'm asleep, cry baby girl, I'm stuck on you. I mean, boy, hey, you up on E, ignore my calls while you in the stew. Act funny when you in enemy, hanging in my circle too. Miss that hump, raising hell, break a hoe like Memphis Sand. Bentley's talking to myself, Gazi say sending help. Niggas trying to bring me down, really wanna send a belt. I paid 300 for a line, cause they look like they needed help.
You think Badger gonna lose to them? You ain't starting to go get the better team? Today's free agency in the NHL.
Might as well be with me. AMG the S, codeine cowboy in the flesh. Caught up like the rest, but they look up to me. Since it go left, tryna burn a bridge that's left.
Better song pencil, let's hear it. Is it bullish? Yeah, let's play the other song you like. What's it called again? There you go, man. We're all trying to get better at this. And me too. I'm always trying to get better as well. So the good thing is that once we have people on board here, we actually bounce ideas back and forth. Around the strategy. Like, it won't have to be a crazy crossover because we're all kind of on the same page. But it's only been 3 months, right? March, April, May, June. Yeah, it's like 2.5, 3 months since I've been back. Pretty good progress so far. We haven't really developed anything new just yet. But I can imagine invisible candles being the next play. Or next I wouldn't say a play, but something we can add to the playbook V3 next year or the year after. I don't think next year. I think playbook V3 might come out in 2028. Wow, but V2.1 though. Alright, Pencil, it's just you in here, bruh. It's just you, man. Yes, I can see the volume potentially. You see how okay, they're not. When you look at it this, you can see they're small, but compared to how it looked coming up, it was a little higher going up today. So this could still. I mean, this is a range 1 on a minute time frame anyways, right? So it could lead to a fake out. So if it does decide to come back up, spreads might be a lot sharper, and the move might be a lot sharper too. So yeah, it does tell me volume and a little bit of bias sometimes. Not all the time though, but sometimes it could show me a bit of bias too, what direction is stronger. But yeah, it's not a confirmation of an entry. It's more of just a confirmation of volume, I guess. What are you looking for on different time intervals? I don't know. I'm just kind of scanning through. I just kind of do this subconsciously. I don't. Sometimes I might pick up things every now and then. Right now, I mean, I see like the minute. It could be a fake out. Could be. It's the first breakout. We haven't broken below 75, so we can still get the wick entry sell. 1 hour candle can open and flip. 4 hour candle. Like, I'm just kind of seeing like what every candle is doing, but there's not always a reason. It's okay, Penzo. Don't worry, bruh. Your music aura is still up there for me, man. Don't worry about it. Your music aura has not been ruined. Don't worry, bruh. You see Travis come out? Or Don Toliver? Are you going to that concert? W Motesate. Motesate 6'7". You did send a song, Pencil. This is a Minion song. You did send a song. You sent this one. You sent some funky ass song. Retake the sell based on the 15-minute closure. Yeah, these songs copyright, these Polish songs. Okay, if it's not copyright, it might be the meta, chat. I take the sell based on the 15 closure below. No, because there's still a chance that this could be a fake out. So I don't have sells until 32, at least.
Marzeniami zbuduj przyszłość, swój własny los. Szczęście jest tak bardzo blisko, jeśli tego chcesz. Marzeniami zbuduj przyszłość, swój własny los.
This is like some... This reminds me of the game Overcooked. Y'all know that game Overcooked? I like the college dropout too. Views dropping of every song change. Come on, guys. Supposed to be multicultural here, chat. It's Canada, I forgot. Any Canadian songs? Yo, Nickelback is Canadian? Never Furtado. That banger, certified banger. Drake is Canadian? Really? I didn't know. That's crazy. Alright. Let's see. Will this closure below ya? There's a high chance copyright chat. These sounds are too big. Alright. Chat, I think I'm gonna move my session stop loss and the break it is low. We're gonna call it a day if that breaks. 81.79. I'll move it up. Because this thing is way too slow now. Not bad though. Not bad of a day. I really thought we'll get 2 trades today. Back-to-back wick entries. But it's okay. Tomorrow is the last day of the week. Tomorrow's Thursday. NFP Friday or Thursday. Should be volatile. Is Kevin War still speaking?
Of price stability. We're not going to let inflation run, out, or the genius get out of the bottle and inflation.
I think they're still speaking.
Side of your mandate.
So when we met 2 weeks ago, I think the way we as a
Oh, it's a playback. All right, chat. Have a good day, everybody. I will see y'all. See y'all tomorrow, chat. Okay? I will see you guys tomorrow. If you guys are still looking for trades though, like if we didn't have a session stop loss, our next ideas would be below like 32. But that's like again like 500-600 pips away. So it could happen still if there's volatility. But that's it for me, chat. I'll see you guys tomorrow during the NY session, 8 a.m. East, okay? Have a good day, everybody. Have a Canada to all my Canadians. Have a good one. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of the day. There's everybody. Peace, peace. Peace out, Wenzel. Peace out, Matt. Peace, everybody.
Niggas don't speak my language. Niggas don't speak my language. Yeah. How the fuck I'm still up? Yeah. Niggas don't speak my language. Niggas don't speak my language. Niggas don't speak my language. Yeah. How the fuck I'm still up? Writing their names on the list, baby. 7 8 candles a lit, baby. Shot the machine, he a wick, baby. Problems are there to get fixed, baby. Send me something from your trip, baby. Go invisible, ain't gonna pics, baby. Wanna turn you to a housewife, and you never had to clean a dish, baby. Yeah, baby, just roll one up, yeah. How many quotes I wrote, how much gold I struck, ayy. How many funeral dates they playing for me, and I dodged it like the truck, yeah. Rap game like my sleeping pattern, cause how the fuck I'm still up? Yeah, niggas don't speak my language. Niggas don't speak my language. Niggas don't speak my language. Yeah. How the fuck I'm still up? Yeah. Niggas don't speak my language. Niggas don't speak my language. Niggas don't speak my language. Yeah. How the fuck I'm still